Okay, we're back for more of these Fate Grand Order. Continuing on Lostbelt 6.5 Traum. I am being rescued by these righteous realm forces, and now I'm team up with them and met up with Sherlock Holmes and Caddox and Lupus, as well as reconnecting with Charlie at base. Anyway, section 8. Idle talk in the dead of night. Alright, what's happening here? The Wikipedia spoiler for a walkthrough, just in case. Huh?
Sherlock Holmes is my rival. He is the light to my shadow. However, in this new role as a foreign disciple, our past rivalry is irrelevant. Only his abilities matter now. His capacity to observe, deduce, and reach the truth. I cannot have him bringing those abilities to bear here. So, I planted seeds of doubt. I appealed to him and showered him in the torrent utter nonsense. Yes, utter nonsense. But, assuming my position is assured, he will no doubt lose sight of what is truly important thanks to my efforts. If Holmes means to uncover the truth, then I shall be a wall to block his progress. He will never overcome the barrier I represent. I see. It seems this foreign god thinks things through very well. It's a shame Vlad III sealed himself away with his own stakes. A powerful servant like him would have made an excellent piece on the board. Oh well, I suppose I shall just have to move some other pieces instead.
What? What about... I just can't say. Holmes? My apologies. No matter how I try, I can't seem to get a read on this Moriarty. I don't believe he's this singularity's master. But aside from that, what's with you? You're not usually so hedgy. Nonetheless, I have arrived at a conclusion, though one that yet remains ill-defined. In this singularity, masters are all but meaningless.
Then, does that mean it's impossible to get rid of the servants here by finding and killing the master?
Yes, I believe we should assume as much.
Well, that's going to be a problem. We recruited you Chaldeans because we were counting on you to do exactly that.
You were? Naturally, that in no way precludes us from... Naturally, that in no way precludes us from cooperating in a different matter. For example, we could win this war against the Revenge and Reinstatement realms. Acquire the Holy Grail sustaining those realms and cause the singularity to collapse. Would that not be a viable option?
Sure, if we could actually accomplish that. But what about the numbers problem? Their armies are far larger than ours.
Of course I've taken that into consideration, and I remain confident we can win. There are certainly plenty of challenges to overcome, but the situation is by no means hopeless.
What do you think, sir?
Right. Sir Sherlock Holmes.
Yes?
Please say proper human history for us.
Consider it done. That being said, there are only so many things we can do at the moment. Our first few steps should be taken as a small, mobile commando unit.
Then we'll have a few other servants accompany you. There are servants beside Roland and Astolfo we're fairly sure we can trust.
Thank you. That would be a great help. It's a safe bet they'll be keeping an eye on us too. That aside, Sancho's pretty much been running the show ever since they revealed their true identity, hasn't she? In fact, now that I think of it, she was the one who conveyed what Charles the Great was supposedly saying all that time. I guess it makes sense Sancho would be better with political stuff than Don Quixote, given his, background. It'd be one thing if she was just Sancho. But the story of Don Quixote also has an imaginary princess, a deceptive maid, and a nameless duchess. Ah well, who cares? Even if things turn out badly. That's Chodaire's. Really, Silkfrost's problem. I'm just here to provide support. That's all.
Okay, that concludes our business for today. We prepared rooms for all of you, so I invite you to relax for the rest of the day. Well, sir, you heard them. It sounds like it'll take more than killing a master to repair this singularity.
So it does.
What should we do? Speaking for myself.
No, absolutely not, Sancho. I still have to stay on this throne. I have a duty to uphold, no matter what anyone else says. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir, if that's what you want. Alright then, I'll come up with a few possible missions for the commando unit.
Good.
And please, allow me to select a servant who will keep an eye on the Chaldeans. We may be low on personnel, but we're still in charge of an entire realm. There's a large population of capable servant resources to choose from.
Phew. It would seem we are being monitored, but it also doesn't seem as though they can hear us. I can put up a light soundproofing boundary field for a good measure. Want me to? If you would.
Well, we've had a chance to relax and catch our breath, which is all well and good. But going forward, how sure are we that we can rely on Don Quixote?
Okay, Don
Quixote instead of Charles the Great,
We probably shouldn't.
right?
Nonetheless, this was still the only option available. Both the Revenge Realm and the Reinstatement Realm are fully functioning, autonomous societies. They have demonstrated clear hostility to our proper human history. If the Righteous Realm were similarly inclined, our goose would be well and truly cooked, as they say.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true. But still.
Never mind that now, Gordy. Isn't there something else you should be doing first?
Yes, you're right. So, Frost, I commend you on making it back alive. Well done, my boy.
Thank you, sir.
However, what have I told you about not getting captured in the first place? My poor heart can only take so much.
I'm sorry. Gomenasai. I gotta say though, it really is impressive you made it back alive.
Indeed. I suppose it just goes to show how luck, both good and bad, really can be a skill. I'm surprised, though, to hear you found a servant willing to betray her side and help you.
You must remember, Gordov, servants are hardly mindless puppets. We have thoughts and emotions of our own. Sometimes, meeting new people can spur us to temporarily grow and change. Of course, we must remember only records are sent back to the throne. So, unfortunately, we aren't able to preserve these feelings and memories across summonings.
Anyway, who was the Satan person anyway?
Okay, Satan person anyway. You know, I never did manage to figure that out.
So you never even got a glimpse of him, huh? I see.
We can return to this Mr. Satan later. Right now, we still have more pressing matters to discuss.
Oh hey, I put together a table of everything we know about the three realms. Want to see it?
Definitely.
Got it. I'll put it up on the screen.
Alright. Revenge Realm, leader is Kriemhild, second in command is Sangjue. Notes is the greatest threat. Reinstatement Realm, leader is Constantino's XI. Pope Johanna also resides here. Note, army quality is top-notch. Discipline compared to the Revenge Realm. Righteous Realm. Leader is called Der Grobe Don Quixote. Includes Astolfo, Roland, and others. Note, the sole realm allied with proper human history, though this can only be said of certain of the servants here. What the hell is this scale and then army quality? We are in like some mid-tier quality, while that Reinstatement Realm seems to have pretty top-notch, and then Revenge Realm got some like mid to top-notch for army quality. That's just sad. Where we are side with Righteous Realm. Okay, so Constantino XI is the leader, and then Pope Johanna is the probably somewhat in second command, but I would hope. Right. Seeing it all laid out like this, it's pretty obvious that the Righteous Realm hasn't really got anything going for it. Kind of amazing they've managed to survive this long. They must be quite skilled in battle, and let us not forget the natural defenses this location affords them. I expect they also have a countermeasure for servants attempting to use the Spear of Forms to sneak in. They may be servants, but they will be easily intercepted if they are on foot, especially if they were to march in large numbers. Not to mention that if one of the other factions were to attack, the remaining faction would no doubt be quick to take advantage of that opening. I doubt she planned this all out intentionally, but it's an impressive state of affairs all the same. Well, Holmes, the question still remains. What are you planning to do next? First of all, we should discuss the Moriarty calling himself a foreign disciple. It's safe to assume he's operating behind the scenes. While we could try to pursue him, that would not help to resolve the Singularity's root cause.
Then, you're going to work with this realm to help them destroy the other realms, as you said you would earlier?
Indeed. I don't believe we have any chance of negotiating something else.
Well, that should be fine. This isn't a Lostbelt, after all. Since they're the ones who started this war, they must be prepared for the consequences.
But first, you're gonna start off in the commando unit, right? I wonder what that'll involve.
Pardon me, may I come in?
I'll switch the comms over to audio only. Remember, in this mode, your response will seem like a soliloquy. Soliloquy, I would say, yeah.
Sure, doors open.
Thank you. I'm the Righteous Realm servant, who will be part of this commando unit.
Oh, Xufu.
My name is Xufu. I'm a caster.
Xufu? Does that mean you're...
So, you heard of me. I'm the court sorcerer Emperor Qin Shi Huang sent to search for Mountain Horai and the elixir of immortality.
I see. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss Xufu. I'm Sherlock Holmes, detective. And this is...
Cadux Sem Lupus. Soapbrass. At least, that's what the secretary told me your aliases were. I understand that you can't speak freely for a variety of reasons. Still, I'd be thrilled if you told me more anyway. So, tell me.
Let's just say, all in good time.
Oh yes, very smooth. All that aside, 2 caster and an extra class. We'll make up for a group.
It's a long story. It's a long story. Sorry, one sec. Lady Xufu? Lady Xufu, would it be alright if I introduce myself now?
Yes. That should be fine. We probably should introduce the other servant joining this unit. Well, I can assure you I didn't forget about him or anything like that.
Uh-huh. No wonder the secretary trusts you so deeply, Lady Xufu. You truly are greater than your stature suggests. I am Diarmuid Dubine, one of the Knights of Fianna.
I'm also known as Diramuet the Dazzling. Pleased to meet you. Diramuet wa Dubine. Duibini, I could say, yeah. Pronouncing right, sorry. So, Diramuet wa Dupine. Dupini, I guess. Oh, it sounds like you already know who I am. I'm surprised. I'm not that famous. Oh, perhaps we met in another singularity or during a Holy Grail War. If we have, I'm afraid I have no memory of that. But here, I would be proud to fight beside you. Work me as hard as you need for this assignment.
Man, now that's what I call a hero's hero. A beauty indeed.
Come to think of it, Technical Advisor. You have always loved all things beautiful, haven't you?
Alright, now that we've made our introductions, perhaps you can tell us about our mission?
Of course. Our mission is to determine the enemy's military strength and to secure an abandoned stronghold. Unfortunately, we're so low on personnel that we'll have to accomplish both in one day. I can tell the Secretary is ready to run us all ragged. Me included. This is going to be such a hassle. I wish I could just run away.
Well, that was a sudden, depressing turn.
I'm sure this is obvious, but just to be clear, I'll stick to providing real support. Dear Muet here will lead the charge.
That's right. I will do everything in my power to escort you all safely.
Damn, he's so radiant it hurts to look at him.
I still don't understand how the dazzling part of him actually manifests physically.
Don't worry. I promise I won't dazzle anyone while we're undercover.
I guess it's too much to ask for you not to dazzle in daily life either, huh? Anyway, we'll be setting out tomorrow morning, bright and early. I recommend you all change into your spirit forms, or otherwise, get as much rest as you can tonight.
Huh? Quiet. It's me, Kadok. Keep your voice down. I want to talk to you. Outside. Okay, that should do it. Are you ready, Nash? Yes, I'm here. As you requested, Da Vinci is working on the Ortonax. Director Gordov is asleep, and the night staff are all dozing off too. I'm the only member of Chaldea currently on active duty. But why did you want to talk to us alone? Just to be safe. After I woke up, I reviewed your records of everything that happened after the Russian Lostbelt, including records about the man from Chaldea.
He's not really Dr. Roman.
I know. I don't know who he is either, but we'll just have to put that aside for now. More importantly, do you remember what he said about there being someone who can't be trusted? And what Archer said afterward about something feeling off?
Of course.
I really can't believe you went and reported everything they told you when they were very clear you should keep it secret. I guess you wouldn't be. You, if you hadn't. You remember those records too, right, Mash? Did you ever think about who the man from Chaldea might have meant? It's all there in the report. I've given it some thought, yes, but it just seemed too far-fetched to take seriously. You're not exactly sounding like a mystery lover here. So you dropped it? Just like that? Not another thought? Not at all. It was the opposite. I believe I thought about it as much and as logically as I could, but no matter how much I thought about what he said, it never made any more sense. How so? Well, if someone on Chaldea's staff can't be trusted, that would have mean one of them is a traitor. But there's no evidence anyone has betrayed us, and more importantly, no motive for anyone to do so. We call this kind of mystery a why done it. Oh, right. I've heard of those. Whoever told me about them also said, There's no meaning to be found in figuring out how done it's where mages are concerned. Not when they can do almost anything, including things outside the natural realm. But the reason they committed a crime, the why done it, that is always meaningful.
Right. And that clears everyone at Chaldea's current staff of suspicion. I can't see any reason for a member of our staff to want to help to wipe Earth clean. If they were just hiding their motivation, they would have tripped up long ago. If they didn't have any reason to reset Earth, they wouldn't have any reason to help prevent it either.
Yeah, that's true. The crime's already been committed here. So why would a traitor go on to help the organization trying to undo it?
The same goes for the servants too. That includes me, Captain Nemo, Da Vinci, and Holmes. None of us have anything to gain from Earth being wiped clean. If anything, the opposite holds true. That just leaves Scion, you, and Senpai, Master, and your alibi is airtight. You weren't even at Chaldea at the time. Senpai, of course, isn't a viable choice either. Frankly speaking, if you gave up on everything, our mission would fail that very instant.
That's true.
I suppose Scion, as a member of the Atlantis Institute, as a member of the Atlas Institute, could see this incident differently than we do. And that, in turn, could potentially give her some kind of motive to betray us. Maybe. But she's already done something that invalidates that theory. When the foreign god used a pseudo black hole to destroy the Wandering Sea, Scion stayed behind at the very last second, at very risk to her life. If she wanted to betray us, that would have been the perfect time and place to do so. Frankly, if she had known what was going to happen ahead of time and hadn't escaped on her own, we would all be dead by now.
Are you really not at all suspicious that I did something? Somehow? Knowing those two, they could have predicted that I'd eventually come back to Chaldea.
True. But it wouldn't even make sense for you to have started this conversation if you were the traitor.
Yeah, and just to be totally clear, I didn't betray anyone. Well, I guess that's not true. I did betray all of proper human history once. But I definitely don't have the guts to betray anyone holding the controls to a collar that could kill me at any time.
I think you have plenty of guts. But aside from that, I agree with you. Betraying someone to save your own skin, when you know that betraying them would get you killed, it doesn't make any sense, no matter how you look at it.
And that's not all. Me, Soapbrush here, the staff, the servants, our actions have all been consistent. My case is more complex, sure, but it still checks out in terms of consistency. Long story short, I betrayed proper human history, lost to you guys, got critically injured, recovered, and now I'm helping you guys out with restrictions on my behavior cause it beats getting locked up or killed. Sure, I wasn't exactly being virtuous, but I was being consistent, yeah?
That's true. In the end, I have to think the one from Chaldea was Mr.
But you do have an idea of who it could be, right?
Senpai!
I'm not sure, but I do have just one more question. I think you can answer it with a search of the library, MASH. And if that leads us to a clear answer, you can just forget all about it. But if it doesn't, then I think we might be onto something.
I already went ahead and launched the library search system just in case. What's your question, Kadok?
It's about servants. Let's start with Da Vinci. Chaldea summoned the original Da Vinci, and her successor unit is carrying on her work in her stead. So we know that Chaldea is her summoner, and that she was helping before the incineration of humanity. Nemo was summoned by Scion Eltnam. At least that's what the record said. He's got some phantom and divine spirits mixed in with him. But we also know his summoning is legit. And the servants Soapfrost contracted with, including you, of course, should all be fine.
Kadok, you don't mean...
Yeah, I do. My question's about Sherlock Holmes. Who summoned him? And when and where did they do it? What do you mean? Master does more than just serve as a battery for their servant. Through their contract, the master serves as an anchor to keep them rooted in reality. That's the biggest reason they need masters, even when those masters are of no help in battles between heroes. Compared to that, the Magecraft support is just a nice bonus. But what about rogue servants? Good question. Yeah, they've been servants in other singularities who didn't belong to either Chaldea's side or the enemy's side. But it was the land itself that summoned them, using the power of the Holy Grail, which spawned the given singularity, in an attempt to put history back on its original track. Basically, rogue servants use the land as a kind of vessel, so it's no surprise they can act without a master. And of course, there were also rogue servants in some of the Lostbelt who didn't depend on the Holy Grail. Beowulf in Russia leaps to mind. Then maybe that's what happened with Holmes too? We first met him at the Atlas Institute, so... No way. Huh? Did we actually met him in London? I don't think so. I'll go with the first one. The Atlas Institute isn't where he first showed up, remember? Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't thinking straight. Yes, you're right, Senpai. He himself said he had left a message for us in London. In London, you managed to safely acquire the information I left at the Mages Association, right? It was just paperwork, but it must have been worth £1,000 to you at the time. Okay. I could definitely see the land summoning him in London. That part makes sense. But then, how did he show up at Camelot and Shinjuku? We've asked Holmes about that, and he said that he managed to prolong his materialization and ray-shift it on his own. You mean, like Miyamoto Musashi? No, he can't do it repeatedly like she could. He said twice was his limit, and that it came at the cost of seriously weakening himself. According to him, those two forced ray shifts effectively rendered him incapable of combat. I see. So that's why he did almost no fighting in Shinjuku. After Shinjuku, he and Senpai, Master, formed an official contract. That got rid of his, well, debuffs, but also made it impossible for him to ray shift alone. At least, that's what he said before. I see. Well, that all makes sense. But still, something's still nagging at me. I can't figure out what it could be. Still, I can say this much without a doubt. Holmes of all people would never betray us. There's just no way. When you take all of his accomplishments, his attitude, his motives, and everything else about him into consideration, it's obvious there's no theory that could possibly explain why he would have done such a thing. I trust Holmes completely. How about you, Soapfrost? I trust him too. Well, it doesn't matter either way. I'm just giving you guys some food for thought. Having said that, Soapfrost, Mash, can you just forget about this whole discussion? This is Holmes we're talking about here. I don't want things getting awkward if you trust him. And if you start doubting him now, it's not gonna take long for Sherlock frickin' Holmes to figure that out. That's easier said than done. Maybe you should hit my head to make me forget? Why would I do that? I can just use a really basic spell for sealing away memories. It can only be cast if the target consents to it, though, and it comes with some restrictions. Well, what about me? How can I forget about this discussion? There's a file in Chaldea's library on the storm border, number AG134458. I hid the memory sealing spell scroll there under the Alpine Goat section. All you have to do is inscribe the date and time. Okay, I'll try that. Soapfrost, Mash, this is only a seal. it probably won't make you forget completely. Your subconscious will still remember this conversation. So if you really trust Holmes, then keep observing him and doubting him so we can put this at rest and trust him that much more. Got it? Yes. Alright. See you tomorrow.
We are the Charles Commandos, alright.
Good morning, senpai.
Oh.
Morning. And a lovely morning it is.
Right you are. It looks to be perfect weather for your first day of work as part of new commando unit. There's not a single bad omen to be seen. I think.
Good morning, everyone. It's me, Xufu. I know it's short notice, but I think we should get going right away. The sooner we leave, the sooner we can get back and rest up.
Sounds good to me. Let's go get this done.
Now that's what I like to hear.
Why did she just cover her ears? Oh, right.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you are excited to get started as I am.
How are you this peppy this early? If you guys hadn't come along, I'd have had to work with him alone. My stomach aches just thinking about it.
Be that as it may, just because it's morning doesn't mean we won't run into any enemies. We'll have to take advantage of this opportunity to demonstrate how useful we can be.
In and out take the front line, just as we discussed yesterday. Lord Holmes, Lord Sopros, you two shall keep to the middle. And you, Lady Xufu, shall bring up the rear. Are we agreed? Works for me.
I'll come along too. Doesn't seem like there'll be anything for me to do around here on my own.
Then let us be on our way. We'll leave from the north gate, by the main road.
You know, I've been wondering since we got here. Does commerce even function in this realm?
Better than you think. Of course, all transactions are made with QP. Besides, there's no point in hanging on to more enhancement resources than you need after killing a demonic beast. That's how the servants of all three realms enhance their pure urgence. I still have a long way to go myself, but at least I'm doing better than you guys.
Well, yeah. I'm not even a servant.
Oh, hang on. I actually want to do some shopping while we're here.
Is she buying rocks?
Hey, can you see me?
Hey, can you see me? That voice. Satan? Hey, looks like we both got... Hey, looks like we both got away clean. Congrats! Why the hurt? Oh, this? Let's just say I've got my reasons for wanting to keep to myself around here. Everything okay with you? Yep. Everything's fine. Honestly, I'm more worried about you. But you seem like you're doing fine, so never mind. So, what are you going to do now that you're free? I think I'll just hang out around here for a while. This place isn't nearly as savage as the Revenge Realm, so I've got a feeling things will work out. How about you? You up on a mission? I I wish I could help you out, I really do. But I'm afraid that's easier said than done. Sorry. No worries. Okay, I'm gonna go give it my best shot. Awesome! You totally got this! Alright, I think I'll get going too. Bye! Something wrong? Oh no, everything's fine. Then try to keep up. This mission looks like it's gonna be a real bitch. Both coming and going. Huh? Oh, right. I guess you wouldn't know, since you were passed out.
Our destination is way up in the mountains, and there's no ropeway or anything to help us get there.
Yikes. Hey, I was just wondering...
What is there?
Are we gonna have to do this on the way back too?
What do you think?
Then I think maybe we should take a little break. I don't think that's a good idea. Huh? Why not? There tends to be a lot of snakes in this area. What? Snakes? That's no big deal. I can just cast a simple spell to... I believe these particular snakes are called Orochi in the Far East. Why are you only mentioning this now? And we're back to it. Easy.
人間の火力ではどうあっても私には及びません。おとなしく我が社に入いいえ、我が軍門に下りなさい。
Way to go, everyone! Then again, it's not like we can take any credit.
I helped. Technically. Of course you all helped. Your aid was invaluable. Yeah? Well, that's good to hear.
So, you're a caster specializing in summoning, huh? The Frost?
I guess you could put it that way, yeah. Wonderful. I feel as though I've gained a seasoned warrior for an ally. You don't know the half of it. The sheer strength of Mr. Sopfrost summoned shadows often leaves even me speechless. Suffice to say, I suggest you expect the unexpected.
Great! Great! That should make this mission a snap then. I admit, I was pretty worried when I heard 3 casters were assigned to this mission. But now, it looks like I'll get to take it easy the whole time. Yay!
Alright, let's keep going. We should reach the recon area soon. Come to think of it, Mixu. As a matter of interest, I must inquire. Did you ever succeed in finding the elixir of immortality?
Oh! I think maybe... or maybe not. Or maybe it didn't really matter either way?
Did it matter?
Can you please forget I just said that? On the off chance Emperor Kinshi Huang gets summoned, I don't want this coming back to bite me. Then again, maybe it's okay, since I doubt they get summoned to the singularity anyway. They won't, right?
Forgive me for interrupting. But we're almost to the Tower of Xanten. It's an observation tower located right between the Revenge Realm and the Righteous Realm. Of course, the sky hasn't turned red yet, so that means we're still in the Righteous Realm. Red sky? Huh? Oh yeah, the sky did actually turn red there.
The Revenge Realm dyes the sky red to demarcate. The Revenge Realm dyes the sky red to demarcate its domain and demonstrate its vengeful spirit. It's their way of telling outsiders, "This is my territory, trespass and die." You know, since land can actually talk.
Mr. Wa Duibine, would you be so kind as to tell us more about what this mission entails? I believe we were told to gauge the enemy's strength. That's right. We learned a small battalion had been stationed here not too long ago. Our objective is to find out what kind of servants are in it. Of course, depending on the situation, we may also decide to eliminate them. How small is small in this case? About 10 to 12 servants or so. They do outnumber us a bit, but we should be able to handle them just fine, as I'm told they're all no more than Phantom Spirit level servants. So now, we just have to decide what our first move will be. A tower, huh? Never seen a tower like that before.
Same here. It's a little big for a lookout tower.
Fascinating. Did you figure something out? Not from the exterior alone, no. We'll have to make our way inside first. Shh. I see they have patrols out. I don't see any lookouts standing watch outside, but they have to have at least a few somewhere. We can safely assume there are assassins about, hiding themselves with presence concealment. Probably 2. No, 3 of them. And if I were in charge of where they were stationed, I'd post one on either side of the doors and another behind the first 2.
Then I'll try drawing them out of hiding. Now that you've narrowed down the field of possibilities, I should be able to use an effective tireless art. I'll also put up a soundproofing bounded field while I'm at it. If we're lucky, we'll be able to make it into the tower without anyone noticing.
Amazing. We're lucky to have you with us, Lady Xufu.
As long as you appreciate it. Okay, is everyone ready?
Ready. Indeed. All set.
Good. Motion forbidden, spirit enlightened, body pacify. Then add a dash of tongue twisting and silencing.
What? Enemies? What? I can't move. Enemy attack! Enemy attack! Damn it! They can't hear me either. I am Diarmuid wa Duibine of the Knights of Viana. How about you?
I'll just stay anonymous if it's all the same to you. Thanks!
Charles the Great's commandos. Charge! You're actually telling them who you are? Then at least get your story straight. Alright then, let's take care of them, shall we? Nope. What the fuck is this 1 in the second scale, man?
データは十分手玉に取って差し上げます。はい、NSS サービス。そのようにどこかでそうでしょう。こちらの話です。火薬のにあまり悩ませないイノベーション始めます。楽しくなるでしょう。さあトリムマン、よろしく頼むよ。ポーグ、よく言いました。よろしい、やってみよう。そう、いいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。落ちよ、ロードレスキャメロット。
そうだ、このようにただ当然に勝てばいい。
っておや、芝居殿。
Alright, next. Damn it! I don't see any reinforcements coming. It looks like we're still clear. I don't sense anyone on the other side of these doors either. Let's go in. At first glance, there doesn't appear to be much of note here. Let's see what's on these documents. What do they say? There appear to be the plans for this tower. What? Anything significant? Ixufu. Huh? I suspect this tower may be directly connected to a ley line. Would it be possible to confirm that?
I might be able to tell from the basement.
Then would you be so kind?
Huh? You want me to go down by myself? No, thank you.
A fair point. Go with her, Soprast. Got it. I'll come too. It could be dangerous with only 2 casters. So, where you're gonna go, Holmes? The top of the tower, of course. Then let us head down and see what we find. Come on!
Oh, alright. This looks like it's gonna be a major pain in the ass, though.
Any luck?
So this goes here, and that goes there. Huh? Why would they do this? Alright, let's ask them.
Them who?
Those casters working over there. I'll lead them to you. Huh?
Huh? I can't move.
Good luck. And you might want to hurry. Since they're casters, they'll probably figure out how to break that spell pretty quickly.
Next time, give us a little more warning, would you?
"出陣します。私の後に続きなさい。完全敗北。はい、NSS サービスです。でももちろん物積みになりそうでしょ。日向の匂い、火薬の匂い。さあトリムマン、よろしく頼むよ。好き放題扱ってあげましょう。どこから潰したもの。目によく言いました。そいつでいいのかな。そう、いいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。落ちよ、ロードレスキャメロット。
そうだ、このようにただ当然に勝てばいい。
っておや、芝居殿。
Aha! So that's how they...
I'm afraid we killed them all. Is that going to be a problem?
No, it's fine. Ask was more of a figure of speech there. I can basically tell what they were doing here from their actions, their gait, and the spells they left behind. That's what I meant by ask. Aha! I knew it. This design is for sucking up magical energy straight from the ley line and sending it to the top of the tower. It's still not active though. Maybe they were about to test it.
How much magical energy do you think they were planning to gather?
Maybe a little less than you need to form a Holy Grail.
That's quite a lot. They must have been planning to perform a special summon here. Master, I passed Xufu's analysis on to Holmes, and he says he wants you to come to the top of the tower right away. Holmes says he wants us up top. My apologies for calling you all here on such short notice. I see you got into a bit of a scrap of your own. You ran into a little resistance too, but Holmes took care of it in no time. As for you guys, I guess Duramur must have played a big part. It was nothing. I was fortunate enough to have Lady Xufu's protections and Lord Sopros summoned. It was a group effort, and a very successful one.
How are you this nice and this handsome? Do pretty people have to have everything? It kind of pisses me off.
Look of genuine confusion? I heard about your discovery about Miss Kyrie Light. Are you certain?
Pretty certain, yes.
I see. Then we can breathe a sigh of relief for the time being. Sucking up magical energy straight from a ley line sounds pretty ominous. Agreed. It would seem I was correct. Which is why I wanted to take a look at the top of this tower as soon as possible. See for yourselves, Mr. Huaduibine, Xufu. Except for a partially constructed stand, there's nothing here. I suspect this tower is intended to be a means of direct attack on the righteous realm. Their plan was most likely to convert the energy taken from the ley line into pure physical force, a powerful projectile. Which means this stand is meant to be an artillery battery. But once again, as you can see for yourselves, there's nothing here. Not yet. I suspect they simply haven't been able to build a cannon large or durable enough to fire such an enormous mass of magical energy.
Well, that's comforting.
For the time being, I suggest we investigate any servants in the Wrench realm who had a hand in this tower. Oops. If we can keep them in check, that will naturally prevent them from completing a cannon. If we can keep them in check, that will naturally prevent them from completing a cannon meant for this tower. Should we be found out, our backup plan can be simply destroying this tower. The servants who were on patrol should be coming back any moment now. Let's hurry and get out of here. Alright, grab that. Right. Let's go! The next part of our mission is to secure an abandoned stronghold. This will also be within Righteous Realm territory. It would take us about an entire day to get there on foot. So, we're going to borrow a horse-drawn carriage from a nearby safe house and take that most of the way.
I love not having to walk.
A safe house, Do you perhaps have one in every region? Yes, we do. The Secretary ordered us to build them. We have 4 in the Righteous Realm, 2 in the Revenge Realm, and 1 in the Reinstatement Realm. They're all hidden very well, and none have been discovered by the enemy yet. I see. It sounds as though you've done a good job covering your tracks. They certainly have a great deal more than I would have thought, though. Perhaps they're meant for some other purpose.
Come, let's be on our way then. We can use the key the secretary gave me to get inside.
It needs a key?
Yes, the safe houses are fitted with spells to blow the whole thing up if someone tries to enter without the right key. Better safe than splattered, I suppose.
I see. That does make sense. Key or not, most any servant could break into most anywhere if they wished. But if you rig a place to explode upon forced entry, you eliminate the risk of the enemy getting crucial information. What about stealth entry via spirit form? Or via spirit form? I'm told each individual room had its own bound field, and they're set to explode if they detect any spirit forms too. Well done.
This way. Really, I don't see any buildings out here. It's here, underneath the broken down wagon. Whoa, this is amazing. I understand how you feel. It's a real secret base after all.
Oh, you've got spare weapons here, huh? Mind if I take one?
They're more of a decoration than defense since they're only meant to be used in an emergency. But if you're alright with that, then by all means. Besides, nobody else is going to use them.
Yeah, that tracks. Oh, you've got protective mystic codes too. I don't suppose I could also. On second thought. Never mind. How come? 'Cause I don't want my collar reacting to it and going off. Oh, right.
So, they've got Western wine, but no Shaoxing wine here, huh? And no beer, huh, either? Damn! Oh well, once we're done with this mission, I'll just put in a request with the secretary.
Alright, we better get going. I'll be the coachman. The rest of you can just sit back and enjoy the ride. Be warned, I'll be driving pretty fast, so it may get bumpy. Ready? Hiya! We're here. Come on, we'll walk the rest of the way on foot. You can come down from the carriage now.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Same. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was going so fast.
Good thing I turned into my spirit form. I don't want to think about what would have happened if I hadn't. I'm surprised you guys didn't do the same. You're really cautious sorts, aren't you?
I'm sorry to ask, but have you got any meds for motion sickness?
Yeah, I do. Here,
Thanks. Honestly, I feel a little sick myself just watching through the monitor.
Okay, now that we're all settled in, there's a stronghold up ahead that the Revenge Realm meant to use as a bridgehead for invading the Righteous Realm. Luckily, the Righteous Realm just barely managed to eke out a win, forcing the Revenge Realm servants to retreat from this region. Unfortunately, we suffered a lot of casualties in the process, so we couldn't lay claim to the fort itself. We can't just abandon it out here, but we also don't want to do anything to draw attention to ourselves. So we decided to start storing supplies here in secret, but made sure we let it look abandoned, even as we boasted its defenses. But since it's abandoned, demonic beasts have taken up residence. So the first thing we need to do is destroy them. Once we're done with that, supply crews will come to stock the place, so we just need to concentrate on ridding these demonic beasts.
Then let's go take care of these beasts now. By the way, there aren't any demon boars among them, are there?
Can't guarantee there aren't. Why? Got something against them, dear Murid?
Well, one killed me, so... Somber.
May you rest in peace.
He's not dead yet, though. Actually, I was already... yeah, right. How is that funny to him?
I'll put up a bounty around the stronghold to make sure no demonic beasts escape. From there, well, you know, I'll figure something out.
I'm not hearing a lot of planning in this plan.
Hey, if anything, you should be admiring me for my flexibility. Well, here goes nothing.
Let's begin. Well, time for this knight to beat a hasty retreat.
Already?
Apologies. A bad joke. I really am conceptually weak against demon boars, though. Then we'll handle them. Thank you, everyone.
「我が進化よ。お前玉座の支度はできています」「扱ってあげましょう。簡単に終わらない日向の火薬の匂い。さあトリムマウス
では俺も力を貸してやろうか。
はち切れそうでしょ。日向の匂い、火薬の匂い。宝具、いい目を背けないで。そういいでしょう。私の足元で許しを請いなさい。落ちよ、ロードレスキャメロット。
Well, that didn't finish them.
逃がす者か許す者か光栄の意味。私やっと血がたぎってきたのに終わりだなんて。いつの世も反乱分子は
That's the last of the hostiles. No other readings detected nearby. Great job, Master. All done. Thank you for fighting those boars in my stead. I truly appreciate it. What about the stronghold?
Oh, we're fine there. Luckily, it looks like the supply crew just arrived.
Here you go.
Thanks. Sign this, and you can officially take over.
Done.
Alright, we'll let you guys handle it from here.
Understood. Phew, I'm glad we're taking our time on the ride back. More importantly, this would seem to bring our first mission to a successful conclusion. Feels like a pretty roundabout way to accomplish our goal. But I guess that is just what we have to do in a weird singularity like this. Looks like we're in it for the long haul, yeah? Indeed. Although, in that case, there's one person I'm concerned about leaving it in his current state. You mean Count Vlad? Precisely. According to what I've heard from Chaldea, both his spear urchin and contract remain intact. I suspect he's still right where we left him. We should at least collect his body and bring him somewhere safer. Why don't we talk to Charles the Great about it? Good idea. It would be prudent to ask his assistance. We're almost to the safe house. From there, we'll be hoofing it again. Oh. Almost in unison, the two mages let out a sigh of bone-deep weariness. Don Quixote de la Mancha's departure. Is this a flashback story or something?
That concludes my report, sir.
Sir? Can you find out whether there are any other such towers near the righteous realm?
The capital is too well protected to infiltrate. But yes, we can still survey its periphery.
Then do so at once. I'm curious to know more. Caster, can you investigate this tower more thoroughly? You can have more personnel if you need them. It will be done.
Is there something important in this tower?
At the moment, all three realms are more or less evenly matched. The Revenge realm consistently goes on the offensive, our Reinstatement realm fends them off, and the Righteous realm watches from the sidelines, keeping both sides in check. Now, both I and my military advisors believe the Revenge realm is about to undertake a large-scale invasion very soon. If they're going to succeed, they'll need some way of ensuring their victory. They can't take their time to wage war because the Righteous realm is bound to interfere. Which brings us to this tower. It only makes sense to assume there's something more to it.
Then if there do turn out to be others such towers,
investigating one is enough. If you find any other such towers, feel free to destroy them.
Understood.
Alright, that concludes today's War Council. Now, Pope Johanna will perform a memorial for those we've lost. While I regrettably won't have time to do so myself, I urge those of you who do have the time to attend.
Of course, my liege.
Thank you.
And may everyone we lost rest in peace. That's it for today's prayer. Thank you all for coming. Come on, Bradamante. Let's go. Yes, Your Holiness. I'd be honored to accompany you. I really like the service today. Oh? Any particular reason? It just made it feel like there weren't too many casualties. That's true. But as no lives are more valuable than others, neither are fewer lives lost more acceptable than many. Yes, Your Holiness. I'm sorry. To die is a sad thing, though that may be cold comfort for me, since they're dying on my behalf. You're right. Death is a sad thing, but that doesn't mean we regret our choices. We're proud to die if it helps our rebellion against proper human history. Strange as that may sound. Are you certain of that? About what? I'm told Charles the Great leads the righteous realm. Was he not your king when you were alive? Yes, he was. But I made my choice to support the Reinstatement realm over the righteous realm. I really felt like yours was the right cause, Your Holiness. Of course, I know some servants here still mistrust me because of my past associations, but it's alright. I believe that you speak with conviction. Thank you, Your Holiness. There. Would you like to have a meal with me? A meal? That's right. I know servants don't need to eat, of course, but a good meal still does wonders to lift morale. So I've been asking His Imperial Majesty to have servants that feed at home in the kitchen starting making meals. I see. Even if you don't feel hunger, I'm sure you still like good food, don't you? Oh yes, of course I do. Although, may I ask which kind of cuisine it is? That I don't know. But I've never heard anyone complain, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Now come on, let's go eat. Okay, let's go eat.
it's a shame about Salome. It hurts to lose her.
You think? I will say I was surprised that she never did cut off the Chaldean's head. But I always thought it was only a matter of time until she did something like that. Didn't you feel the same?
I did. but she still chose a very inconvenient time to go rogue.
Yes, that's true. But it's still nothing compared to you know what.
Well, looking at the bright side of this turn of events, Chaldea has drawn the gaze of the reinstatement realm. Even if they know about the towers now, they still have no way of determining their true purpose.
That still leaves the final adjustments though. We still can't use him as a servant, right?
I'm afraid his social withdrawal protections are just too strong. Maybe there was some kind of error in his summoning. Or maybe that's just how he's always been.
It hardly matters. If anything, this works to our advantage.
Indeed, indeed. Although, why the sudden change of heart?
We now know that Chaldea is here, right? And we know they've taken shelter in the righteous realm. Now that all the players are here, the only thing left to do with this war is to win and put an end to it.
So you're saying we're headed towards total annihilation?
Fine with me. It doesn't matter if you or I meet our ends here. This is what it means to rebel against proper human history. Am I wrong?
Oh, you certainly aren't. But are you truly sure about this, my queen?
About what?
The way I see it, if we keep going down this route, your true wish will never be granted, no?
If anyone else had been in the room at this time, they would have been certain their lives were forfeit. Such was the sheer, all-consuming power of the bloodlust permeating the entire place. Say that again, and I'll kill you.
My apologies. I certainly don't need any more bloodlust like that directed at me. An old man like myself can only take so much. Alright, I'm off to work on the final adjustments. I'm afraid I may not be able to speak to you again for a while.
Oh, really? That's the best news I've heard all day.
You wound me, my queen.
My wish, My wish? Of course I have a wish. My husband, someone's hero, a deceitful man. I wish I could have shown him how this is all on his shoulders. Woman, child, an elder, his closest friend, a complete stranger. I didn't care who. All I wanted was to throw someone's intestines in his stupid face. I wanted to ruin everything he protected, everything he cared for, everything he had. That left no room for me. If he saved 100 lives, I wanted to take 1,000. Though of course, that would never have been enough to hurt him. Not when his heart was hard and radiant as a diamond, his magnanimity as boundless and deep as the sea. From my perspective, he was just another rude, insensitive man. I suppose that's what happens when you try to see the good in someone. I wanted to see him one last time. I wanted to tell him that everything he did was for naught. But that wish is unlikely to come true. If he were summoned here, regardless of the realm, he would most likely rebel against proper human history. Even were he to join the reinstatement or righteous realm, he would ultimately be on the same side as me. I don't want that. At all. I want to oppose him. He must be my enemy before I kill him. So Chaldea's arrival got my hopes up. But, unfortunately, I'm told that his group did not bring him with them. So now, my only hope is the slim chance that he may still be summoned to fight on proper human history's side. And this is just another transient dream. So, I'll just have to stick to the plan and keep doing what I must. I have to say though, I'm really not the type to fight hard for a master. This prayer had weight. This wish had a sincere ring to it. Yes, it was sincere and powerful enough that I didn't think twice about aiding the rebellion against proper human history. Even though we don't even understand what sort of master I'm working for. The righteousness of this wish is what drives us.
Good day, Queen of Revenge.
Oh, it's you. What are you doing here?
I'm here only to deliver some encouragement. Nothing more, nothing less. My goal is to see one of the 3 realms obtain all the Holy Grails. I don't care which one it is. I just want you all to give it your best effort.
There's one thing I want to ask you.
And what's that?
Is that what Master wants too?
That's a difficult question. This is our responsibility coming to bear. There's a reason all of you are fighting and destroying one another. There is one being here who must not win, but that's of no concern to you.
I see.
Would you like to know who it is?
No need. I just couldn't think of anything else to say to an intruder who appeared unbidden in my stronghold. Your answer doesn't matter to me.
It seems I'm not very welcome here.
Have you any information on either the righteous or reinstatement realm for me?
I'm afraid sharing such things wouldn't be fair.
Then you are, if possible, even more useless. If you insist on following me around any further, I'll see to that. I'll see to it that all 3 realms know you for a stalker.
Well, I certainly would prefer to avoid that. Still, are you sure there isn't a question you want to ask me? Say, about the absence of a certain servant? Can't bring yourself to ask about him, huh? Pity. Very well then. I shall take my leave.
Farewell, good for nothing. If he just wants to toy with his pieces, then he's no more than an idiot. If he wants to maneuver himself around the board, then he's no more than a participant. So he's chosen to come down to the board, even though he's qualified to run the whole game. In one sense, I suppose there's a certain kind of integrity to that. But in another, it makes me think he's the most dim-witted mathematician to ever live.
Alright.
I see. I see. So you want to save your companion, Vlad 3?
Oh, Count Vlad, the great hero of Romania.
Don't forget that he's also known as Vlad the Impaler.
Maybe it can be reasoned with.
You'll be fine as long as you don't call him a vampire. His moves still remind me a hell of a lot of the dead apostles, though.
No, sir. You can't trade places now. They'd notice the difference in your auras immediately.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
At any rate, we certainly can't leave him like that. The fact is, the righteous realm needs all the strength it can get right now. All the more so with wisdom and intelligence.
I see. So you require someone with a great deal of military expertise.
We do. I am educated in many fields. So far, I've been able to keep us locked in a stalemate. But I can take us no further. I can't see a path to victory for us. So then, the best course of action we have is to save Vlad 3, and if possible, retreat him. Would you mind letting us handle this?
So, what you're saying is that you have a healing and or restorative noble phantasm strong enough to return Vlad 3 to fighting form. Am I correct?
I can't promise it will work flawlessly. To be perfectly honest, it will be a gamble.
A gamble? You know gambling is bad, Sancho. I have to agree. There are any number of mages who have ruined themselves by taking major risk.
Really? There are?
Oh, right. I suppose you wouldn't know since you grew up sheltered in Chaldea. As a rule, my girl, mages are arrogant creatures who think they can bend all of creation to their will. The majority think that way. It gets worse the more talented they are.
I see. I suppose that makes sense, since magecraft can do what would otherwise be impossible.
And since they think there's nothing they can't do, They get carried away and think they'll come out ahead every time they take a chance. Their magecraft lets them see others cheating and helps them notice patterns and trends. So they figure they can use that advantage to cheat and win at just about anything. Basically, there's no scenario in which I don't come out on top here. That tends to be how they start thinking.
But it's called a gamble for a reason, right?
That's right. In a fair and impartial game of chance, a mage has the same chance of winning as they do of losing. And yes, that means about half of such mages will win those gambles. But when a mage wins big, what do you think they'll do next?
At the farm, as they say.
Exactly. Strangely enough, they believe they've already won the next round as well. You really know what you're talking about here, Chubbs. Makes sense since you gambled and lost. Oh no, I didn't. I absolutely won. That's why I'm still alive, even under these circumstances.
Bo was saying, way to look on the bright side.
Ha 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 ha. Thank you, Fireball. Ha 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 ha.
Right after.
Returning the point after your leader. He is your leader, right? Anyway, as diverting as his remarks were, I'm afraid they've also gotten us a bit sidetracked.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, not at all. Anyway, yes, this will be a gamble. Let's see. I'd say there's a 30% chance of the Noble Phantasm working as we hope. A 50% chance that it will fail and have no effect. And a 20% chance that it will go disastrously. And a 20% chance that it will go disastrously wrong and damage his spear urgent. What do you say, Lord Sopfrost, Master of Chaldea? The choice is yours. Are you willing to risk it?
I am.
You sure about this?
I mean, I know Vlad can't make the call himself right now, but I think if you could, you'd say the same thing.
I see.
I see you understand your servant very well. I command your decision, Lord Sopfrost. All right, sir.
Hmm?
Well, you're not listening, sir. We're heading out.
Out?
Yes, out. We're going to destroy the restraints Vlad 3 placed on himself by using our Noble Phantasm.
Oh. Oh! You mean... Valiente assalto dedicado a la princesa?
No, not that one.
Oh.
There's no way our weak Noble Phantasm could destroy Count Vlad's stakes.
Then... do I really have to go?
That, sir,
Yes?
is a secret.
Sancho!
She's got a real impish side to her, doesn't she? Are you alright, Caddock? Do you have a headache? Oh no, I'm fine. I hate myself sometimes. Damn it, Caddock. Stop wasting your mental energy on things you can't change already. You gotta stay cool, calm, and collected. Just think about what you can actually do. That's the best possible thing you can do for yourself right now. That aside, Holmes isn't any different, is he? I thought I was doing a good job of acting normal and not looking at him unless I had to. But... damn it, it's no use. I've gotta save the thinking for when he's not around, like usual. The risks are just too great. I shouldn't even think about trying to figure out what the world's greatest detective might be. Yow! Cold! Caddock. Sorry, I just suddenly got chills. It felt like someone was pouring Ikes down my back. Ikes, you say? Maybe it's a caster curse or something. Yeah, ow, 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 ow.
What's wrong, Lord Caddock?
You okay? You eat something funny? You know, When I was still alive, I once ate a lizard and told everyone it was a dragon meat.
Oh, yes, that was a good one. A shame it didn't make it into the story.
I guess Cervantes didn't want to include any weird food stories.
No, it's not that. I'm good with food. Then what is it? Just let it go, okay? It's nothing. I'm fine. Perhaps we better leave well enough alone then. Wouldn't want our teasing to come back to bite us. Now then, Mr. Soapfrost, I take it you've made up your mind? Mm-hmm. Then we should leave right away. But what will you do about your throne? We can't exactly declare that Charles the Great is going on an expedition and leaving his castle undefended.
I'll take it over while you're gone.
We'll be fine. I mean, it's not that I'm not worried, but Roland will probably do a better job than me, at least. There's something lovely about improvising when you're low on personnel.
Feels like we're sticking a finger in a dike here.
Sneak, 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 sneak. Oh, we're the right way.
Okay, we made it out.
I gotta say, I don't love how easy it was for us to get past our own realm's security.
I'm getting nervous about this too. Are we sure nobody else knows the truth?
Don't worry. If and when they find out, you'll just have to end the charade.
How very stout-hearted of you.
Oh, believe me, it takes the very stoutest of hearts to accompany my sir on his adventures.
Can't have the great story of Don Quixote without Don Quixote, and of course, the trusty Sancho, you know?
Okay then, let's get going, sir.
I'm exhausted.
Already?
I guess I didn't realize just how much I'd let myself go until now.
I'm sorry to interrupt your break, but I'm detecting hostiles nearby.
Did you hear that, sir? We have enemies here.
Oh ho! Enemies, huh? Good thing that water put me right as rain then. Okay, Master of Chaldea. Time for you to see just how I became the legendary Don Quixote de la Mancha. Come, Sancho.
Yes, sir. Let's give this a good go, shall we?
Alrighty. That won't be enough. I fucking knew it. Let's get rid of this one here.
あげ日向の匂い火薬の匂い簡単に終わらないようにさあトリムマウ罠を仕掛けるのは楽しいねよろし
我が宝具お見せしよう。
いよく言いましたいい判断ですそれでは参りましょうバリエンテアサルトデリカドーリフレッシ
She was a horse?
ャー逃がすものかアコード戦いは結果だけのことつまりは我々の積み重ねの勝利だよマスター
I did not know about that.
Victory is ours!
Well now, I am genuinely surprised at how strong you have proven yourself to be. Hey, depending on who you ask, Don Quixote, Quixote is more famous than King Arthur. True, that alone can explain this strength. The story of Don Quixote is replete with tales of his exploits, but each focuses upon his very human limitations. For example, when he charged at those windmills he believed to be giants, both he and Roxanante found themselves sent flying for their troubles.
Hey now, I want some of that time!
My apologies. As they say, you did indeed win some and lose some. But regardless, the story never once depicts him surpassing his human limits. So then, does that mean this strength comes from being a king of the realm?
That's exactly it. Yes. You might be thinking that, at long last, Ryser's true power as a knight has been awakened. But no, he's just enjoying the benefits that come with being a king. More specifically, the Holy Grail's support.
That's one hell of a benefits package!
Man, this is a lot stronger than I was expecting. I guess this means the other realm's kings must be really damn strong too. Especially with the Holy Grail backing them up.
They are indeed. This power can transform an ordinary soldier into a warrior worthy of being sent to Valhalla, or a true warrior into a hero. So if an existing hero were to obtain this power, there's no telling what might happen. And the other realm's kings are
Kriemhild and Konstantinos Xi. Kriemhild is legendary for her vengeful nature. We can assume her combat prowess is unrivaled. Konstantinos is famed for protecting his city from a prolonged siege while outmatched and outnumbered. He will make for a formidable opponent as well.
And I'm...
an old farmer from the sticks who's dangerously close to the age of retirement.
and a seasoned knight errant! Can we at least agree on that?
Of course, sir. I think it's wonderful that you never stop dreaming.
Right? Right? Wait, does that mean this is a dream, after all?
No, sir. This is all very real.
We'll be there soon. Are you sure you can do this? What do you think?
Can I do this?
Yes, sir. You absolutely can.
She says I can.
They say they can.
I heard. You don't have to tell me again.
I don't have to tell them again.
Are you sure we can count on this guy, Holmes?
Oh, yes. Tell me, Mr. Forgive me. How should I address you?
Miss is fine, Lord Holmes.
Very well then. Tell me, Miss Sancho, is this noble phantasm meant for support?
It is.
A noble phantasm belonging to Don Quixote that can neutralize Vlad III's current condition. I take it this is one of the things better left unsaid.
I knew an English gentleman would understand. Of course, it won't stay secret for very long, though.
Interstice Town. We're about to rescue that lad, aren't we? Oh boy. I think I'll just keep that Queen Morgan for now. Yeah, fuck it. There he stood, as though impaled himself, caked in blood and buffeted by the wind. He looked like nothing so much as a rotting corpse. But he was still alive. Both the Reinstatement and Revenge Realms used to do battle here, right? So how come neither of them have taken him? Take a closer look. What's the rock for? The moment he detects something moving nearby, he activates his Noble Phantasm automatically. He must have programmed, for want of a better word, his mind when he staked himself. Damn, he really is a monster. Hey, that's uncalled for. I don't mean it like that. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine the strength of his mind. Remember how powerless we were in that chaotic mess? I'm pretty sure we couldn't think about anything except running away. The same goes for me as well. While I do think I would have come up with the same idea to seal myself away, I am not nearly so experienced in battle that I would also plan ahead to include a means of self-defense.
Still, we have to do something to shut that system down, or we won't be able to help him.
Then I suppose we shall just have to keep him occupied in combat. In the meantime, I would like you two to use your Noble Phantasm on Master Signal. Can you do this, Mr. Silkfrost? Definitely. Watch out. It'd be ridiculous to make it this far only to have your own servant kill you. Alright. Let us help Count Vlad settle down.
戦闘ですね。大好きです。撃って撃って撃ちまくって差し上げますわ。そのようにあまり悩ませない。失礼。こちらの話です。はい、NSS サービスです。はち切れそうでしょ。もちろんお望みのままに。目に映るもの、目を背けない。よく言いました。慈悲、神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は希望もない。何人も通るにあたわず。死になさい。潰れなさい。無礼に諦めなさい。無駄です。
Oh my god, that was close.
好き放題。日向の匂い。火薬の匂い。イノベーション始めます？
I'm just gonna let her die anyway.
目に映るもの。いいでしょう。すべてを灰に。そう、いいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。落ちよ、ロードレスキャメロット。ひょんひょんひょんと。これで。無駄で。あ、これ無理ですね。
Ah, shit, I forgot to bring Marianne in there.
手に入らない簡単に終わらないよう。
では俺も
さあトリムマン、よろしく頼むよ。
目に映るもの、よく言いました。慈悲だ、神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は
希望もない。何人トールにあたわず死になさい。
Boom.
Ooh.
Now.
Understood. Okay, sir. Close your eyes just like I told you.
Right.
Go back, go back, go back! Books end. Dreams conclude with a cold splash of reality. All fades into the past like a passing fever. We must abandon our dreams, that we might more fully live our lives. Activate Noble Phantasm. Return to reality. Triste Gentle Alonso Quixano.
All magical energy in the vicinity is decaying rapidly. Vlad won't be able to maintain his existence if this keeps up.
Correct. That is this Noble Phantasm power.
What? As I suspected, the words she used were return to reality. What she has done here is return Count Vlad to 17th century Spain. No singularity, no magecraft, no mysteries, just peaceful, ordinary Spanish countryside. The land where Don Quixote spent his life.
Wait, slow down. Mystics should have been stronger in the 17th century than they are today, not weaker.
Both eras are well within the margin of error compared to the Age of Gods. But yes, you may well be right. But remember, Gordov, those mystics were only measured on a worldwide scale. This Noble Phantasm is much more limited in scope. It forces a servant to return to a remote part of the world where no magecraft or mystic have ever been observed. This weakens the servant's contract with their master and cuts off the magical energy they need to maintain their very being. It even neutralizes skills such as independent action. You see, Vlad III simply did not exist in 17th century Spain. And of course, this also means whatever ability Moriarty used to brainwash him will fade away like a dream.
All of that said, I'm afraid this is as much as we can do. You see, this Noble Phantasm has one major flaw.
It does?
Yes, if we use it for too long, we will disappear ourselves.
I see. So that's why I feel so at peace right now.
And you're okay with that? Cut it the hell out!
Okay, that's enough! No more Noble Phantasm! Abort! Abort!
Good. None of them vanished. So the Noble Phantasm effects are still somewhat present. Then Count Vlad's desire to rebel should be gone now, just as Miss Sancho planned. Though the state of his combat abilities remains unclear. Count Vlad, are you okay?
Huh. I never thought I would see my master ask after my health. I suppose it just goes to show how far I let myself go, so to speak.
I'm relieved to see you return to your senses, Count Vlad. What about your inclination to rebel?
It has subsided considerably. The seeds are still planted in my mind, but they are sufficiently weakened that I can control them. Still, how did you do this? I wasn't expecting to be rescued until after this singularity had been repaired, if at all.
Well, I would love to tell you all about it, but we are still in enemy territory. Why don't we vacate these premises first? Good idea. Phew, this whole ordeal actually got me sweating.
All's well that ends well.
Sure is.
Hang on. You guys do realize you almost vanished, right? What if you had? wouldn't that have brought the righteous realm to the brink of collapse?
Don't worry, Lord Kadok. That would have been a grand adventure in its own right. Yay for adventure!
Yay for an adventure!
Come on, Silfrost. Say something.
Yay for an adventure!
That's not what I meant, damn it! Affectionate gaze? Hmm. Alright, let's finish this section 11, then I'm gonna call off. Lad 3's triumphant return.
I see. So it won't be possible for me to fight until the singularity is repaired.
I'm afraid I have one more piece of disappointing news. That noble phantasm took so much out of us that we won't be able to do anything for a while either. If we try to charge at a windmill now, we'd be knocked aside like a blade of grass.
Really, Sancho? Am I that weak now?
I'm afraid so, sir. Try changing Lord Holmes if you don't believe me.
Huh?
Alright, I will. Here I come! Rah!
Wavering briefly before simply reaching out a hand and stopping him by catching his head.
Rah! Yeah!
Phew.
I suppose you can call it a draw.
Silfrost, I want you to do a pratfall. Right now. I would prefer not to. Look, I don't think you'll be good at it either, but somebody has to.
So you concluded that you required my wisdom, even at the cost of your powers as king of this realm.
Yes, we're simply not capable of taking things beyond this point. It was clear how things would end if either of the other two kings were to launch a serious assault against us.
Even so, your unwavering willingness to give up the power you were given is no small thing. It was an act of either great selflessness or great selfishness. I'm sorry, that was no way to speak to my saviors.
Not at all.
Very well then. Let's return so I can see the Righteous Realm city for myself. From there, I'll survey your military capacity and... No, wait. I almost forgot something important that I need to do first.
What's that?
This. My true name is Vlad III. I am a servant of Chaldea, Berserker class. And now, I have returned to where I belong.
It's good to have you back, Count Vlad.
Thank you, Master. I may not be able to be your spear for the time being, but there are still things I can and must do to help.
Sir?
That's it. That's exactly how a knight and his lord should behave. I want that.
Welcome home, sir.
It's just not the same.
One more word like that from you, sir, and I'll send you sailing straight down this mountain.
Why, I'm sorry, my lady.
Better.
What was that all about? I suspect that was another of Miss Sancho's sides. Princess Dulcinea, most likely. One of the reasons Don Quixote sets off on his journey in his titular story was to tell people far and wide of Princess Dulcinea's beauty.
It's a little embarrassing, but it's true.
Can you at least warn me before you transform like that? My poor heart can't take it.
Deal with it.
Am I the only one concerned about our current situation? Because it seems to me that losing Vlad III as a fighter is a major setback.
You're not wrong. But in this case, I also don't think it's the whole story. We have a good number of military assets to work with on both ends. Up until now, though, we've lacked the tactical expertise to make use of them. So if Vlad can make up for that deficiency, then I think there are still some positives to be gained from this.
I guess that's true. But losing his combat prowess still hurts.
Alright, we'll be taking our leave here.
See you back at the throne, shoot.
Goodbye!
Very well then. Let's take a walk around the city. Mr. Soapboss, Kadok, if you would be so kind as to disguise yourself as servants once again, we can be on our way.
There's plenty of life here, but not much drive. Morale is fairly decent. And yet, on the whole, it's all too relaxed.
Relaxed. I see.
Since each realm's population is comprised entirely of servants, universal conscription is a genuinely viable option. Of course, we wouldn't want everyone to be perpetually mired in despair over the prospect of long-term war. But when those who should be helping to fight the war are no longer able to separate it from their daily lives, that's when weariness sets in. And when conflict is inevitable, weariness can and does lead directly to defeat.
We were told earlier that the Righteous Realm's army is about to begin a training exercise. Shall we go pay them a visit?
Yes, let's do that.
Hey, Soapfrost. Yeah, Kadok? Do you think this training exercise is going to help much?
I don't know, but we might as well hope for the best.
That's just pure optimism. It's not productive.
Swords at the ready, and slash! Draw, and loose! Yeah! See these spear skills? This is why they call me the Gale. Only you call you that. Why can't I use rapid casting? I know I put in my dues as an alchemist and then some.
Wait, don't tell me.
It's because my tongue is too short, isn't it? Oh, they are going at it a lot harder than I was expecting.
Well, what do I know? I don't know much about combat training, but it looks like they're doing a good job.
This is even worse than I thought.
Why's that?
I prefer to meet with the king, but Charles the Great, before I say any more. There's no sense having the same conversation twice.
Is it that bad?
It is. Let us say, for the sake of argument, that the situation was entirely in our favor. By which I mean, imagine that the other two realms have waged all-out war, and that one side succeeded in wiping out the other, but at the cost of majority of their soldiers. Even in that ideal situation, I can tell you that we still could not win. That bad? You two, it seems you already understand the problem.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, we are technically 2 of the 12 paladins, so we both have a decent amount of real military experience.
But isn't that the case for the other servants too?
Sure. Some of them used to be heroes in the military, or otherwise fought in some major battles.
The problem is, they're all over the place. There's no unity or teamwork whatsoever. We can lead small teams well enough, but that's it. Astolfo and I couldn't possibly lead an entire army. What's more, Diramuet and Xufu are only slightly better than nothing. From what I've been told, both Kriemhild of the Revenge Realm and Konstantinos of the Reinstatement Realm have full control of their armies. By comparison, our forces are no more than a motley crew of amateurs. In short, the entire fate of the righteous realm rests on whether we can transform this disparate rabble of servants into a unified army.
So, how exactly do we do that?
Since the dawn of recorded history, there has only been one reliable way to turn soldiers into an army. Training.
I see.
And I do not mean the way it is being done now, wherein each servant does whatever they please. They need to be trained to work as a single army and operate as though they were all part of a single organism. If they cannot do that, then we have no hope of victory. So to begin, I would like you to inform every servant in the righteous realm that they are to assemble early tomorrow morning for joint training.
Alright, we will.
I'll put together an initial lineup and then adjust it over the course of the training. We need to know whether we would be best served by forming groups composed of all the different classes, or of a single class. What sort of units we need, what it is we lack the most. Everything. We must review every detail. Hey, Sancho?
No, sir. You can't relinquish the throne.
How did you know I was going to say? Look, I'm not proud of this, but even I know I'm not the best choice for this job. Sancho is right. Unfortunately, I currently lack the strength to stand on the front line myself. More importantly, you have already claimed to be Charles the Great. None of the other servants here would accept me suddenly taking over as your successor. You are Charles the Great now, and there's nothing you can do to change that. Oh? Escape is no longer an option. Even if the path before you requires scaling a sheer wall, you must find a way to crawl up and reach the other side. Whatever you do, you cannot fall. Use whatever lies or bluster you need to hold yourself in place. You are an emperor. You cannot change that. Okay.
It's alright, sir. Don't worry. If worst comes to worst, I'll figure something out.
Miss Sancho sounded fully confident in her ability to make good on her pledge. Based on his story, that should have been enough to set Don Quixote's mind at ease. But judging by the look on his face, he is possibly racked with guilt.
I expect all of you to attend to training tomorrow as well. That of course includes you, Master. While you won't be able to summon servants with so many watchful eyes nearby, as long as you don't have them use noble phantasms, you should be able to pass yourself off as a caster who calls upon shadow soldiers to fight for you.
Got it.
Kadak, as a mage and master, I want you to provide advice.
Damn, that's quite a job. I'll do the best I can.
Holmes, you are a great detective. I am certain you can see things I cannot. Even if you may lack military expertise, it would be a great help if you would keep an eye out for them. Will you?
Of course.
There you have it, Master. Glad to have you on the team.
What about us? You two have the most difficult task of all.
What's that?
Wait, and trust that we will complete our task. You are not to do anything more than that.
Really? So I'm just supposed to do nothing?
You are Charles the Great. You can neither reveal your true identity nor take part in battle yourself. Your job is to have faith in your subordinates.
Yes, sir.
Master, Kadak, I urge you two to get some rest. I shall do the same.
Aw man, it's still the middle of the night.
Lord, so Frost? Is something the matter?
I couldn't sleep.
Well, Elderly folks like me are notoriously light sleepers. You're much too young for that. Sancho!
I'm here, sir. Shall I make some coca then?
I knew you'd know what to do, my wonderful maid.
Thank you, sir. Okay then, I'll be back shortly.
Say, how'd you end up pretending to be emperor anyway?
It's a long story. You see, one thing led to another, and here we are. That's really all it boils down to. I knew I was a servant proper human history, which immediately put me at odds with the other servants. I suppose you could say it was a stroke of luck. I was just about to say something to them when Sancho clapped a hand over my mouth and acted like we were on their side. Then, with what we learned by sneaking into the revenge realm, I knew things couldn't go on as they were. I may have been able to retain my body in that realm, but I would have lost my mind. I'm a coward, you see. And the reinstatement realm wasn't much better. Their motives and methods may differ from the revenge realm, but they were still rebelling against proper human history. I agonized over what we should do, and ultimately, I decided to move to an area where neither realm had much influence. The next thing I knew, we were surrounded by other servants who felt the same way and ran away with us. It was Sancho who came up with the idea of creating a place for these servants. Servants on the side of proper human history. Me? All I did was run around in a tizzy. I was only useful on the few occasions we had to fight demonic beasts. And when I volunteered once, we concluded that someone would have to be this new realm's ruler.
Sounds pretty admirable to me.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. For one thing, I wasn't even summoned in my prime. Both my mind and body are way past the sell-by date, if you take my meaning. My story both begins and ends with me as an old man. This is the only way I'm known. That's why I look That's why I look the way I do. Haha, I was so nervous when I first pretended to be Charles the Great. I thought I was going to throw up.
You know, you seem a lot different now than you do during the day.
Because these lonely nights are the only times I can go back to being of reasonably sound mind. Grim as that may sound.
Here's your coca, sir. Lord Lostbelt.
Great. Thank you, Sancho.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Nice and sweet. Just the way I like it.
This is delicious.
I'm glad you like it.
This cocoa is so good. I feel like it's making me forget I'm a knight.
Oh my. Then I better take it right. Oh my. Then I better take it away right now.
Please don't. This is one of the few pleasures I have at my age.
I was only joking.
So it sounds like this whole realm was your idea, Sancho?
Not at all. I only made a suggestion. I'm also one of the world's most helpful maids, you see. If my sir wants something, it's my job to make it happen. He took over rulership of this realm because it was the safest position for him to be in. We'd be treated like any other foot soldier if we went to fight on the front lines. And I didn't want us to die right after being summoned, so...
I pretty much only said, indeed, when I'm on the throne.
That hardly matters for royalty. It's rather like how the teenagers see their parents.
You mean as a nuisance?
You need only be proud and domineering. That's really all a king, or emperor needs.
If you say so. What do you think, Lord Silfrost?
I think when it's really important, you might have to take matters into your own hands.
So you think so too, huh?
Yes, that's true. One should take important matters into their own hands. And conversely, when they're not important, one should leave well enough alone.
Okay, I'll do that.
Basically, right now, you just have to stick to what you're already doing.
I guess so.
Thanks again for the coca. I'd better head back now.
Oh, are you sure you wouldn't like to talk a little more?
No, he should get some rest. He has an early morning tomorrow.
Good night.
Was that a mistake?
It's hard to say. I'd have to work up the courage to apologize. What do you think of the Master of Chaldea, Sancho? We both know how terrible a judge of character I am.
I think he's a good person. And above all, I think he's very willing to forgive others their mistakes. Sir, you do know what Chaldea coming here means, right? It means he and his companions have come a long way to be here, so there's no need to feel bad for them.
I know, but still.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do about this, sir. It is all down to you. Though, of course, depending on how things go, an apology might be the last thing they need.
I guess we should head back to the throne. It's time to return to my duties as Charles the Great.
What?
Good day, everyone. My true name is Vlad III. I come on behalf of Charles the Great, who has asked that I lend my support to the righteous realm. Unfortunately, I have lost my own servant powers due to extenuating circumstances. However, as a result, His Imperial Majesty has seen fit to trust me with full command of this army. You may consider me your general, marshal, or whatever other high-status position suits you. If any of you object, speak now. I am glad to see none take issue with my leadership. Now then, without further ado, I would like to begin your military training. From this point on, you must act as a single army rather than individual heroes. Together, you will form multiple units, all of which will combine to create a unified armed force. I am, of course, aware that it will take more than my say-so to convince you of the merits of this new direction. I understand why this may concern you. Your individual exploits are what made you heroic spirits. I'm sure many of you believe you are strong enough to be better off doing as you please. Which is why I would like to start with a training exercise. I will form a unit of my own, but I will keep its numbers to a bare minimum. Here is the scenario. My unit will defend a fortress, and the rest of you will surround and attack it. However, my unit will also soon be receiving reinforcements. As the attackers, your objective is to break through our defenses and claim the fortress as your own. With such overwhelming numbers on your side, your victory should be all but assured. Failure is not an option. As you will begin with such a tremendous advantage, you will surely not refuse, yes?
Vlad's street speech had the desired result. It lit a fire in the proud servant's hearts. Let's do this thing! You messed with the wrong servant! You're gonna regret this! That fortress is as good as ours! As these and other indignant war cries rang out, Vlad III instructed the caster to construct a temporary fortress. A fortress that looked, and probably actually was, much too flimsy to stand up to a servant attack. Nonetheless, Vlad III and his small force of servants entered and locked the gate behind them. In 3 hours, the battle would begin. The servants Vlad III chose for his unit ran around hurriedly to try and prepare as best they could.
One or two seemed less than happy about having been selected, though. They should carry out their duties faithfully, having been chosen ahead of time. Indeed. But if I may, Lord Vlad, can you tell me why you chose a siege? Because defense is where I excel. Because if we win, none of the other servants will have any right to complain. Now I see. Caster, Soapfrost. Yes, sir. As I told you earlier, you can't have your servants use their noble phantasm, but you also don't need to defeat our opponents. This battle will be a test of endurance. I urge you to take that into consideration when creating your lineup. I am adding Holmes, Roland, and Xufu to your group. This fortress has intentionally been built with a hole in its defenses that could let the enemy easily occupy the entire fort should they break through. Our opponents will most likely attempt to claim victory through brute force at first. If and when that fails, they will eventually notice the hole in our defenses. But looking at it from a different perspective, if that is where they focus their attention, their assault will become quite predictable. Remember, whether you are playing offense or defense, analyzing and predicting your opponent's actions is the most important thing you can do. Now, go hide by the hole and wait for my signal. Yes, sir. Good. I'm counting on you.
Hey again. So like before, I'll be backing you up. So I'm not gonna do any fighting myself. Why the look? You think I'm trying to get off easy again or something? I don't exactly see you getting ready to jump into the fray either, you know? Bleh.
Sticking her tongue out. Okay, that's enough of that. Now hit us with that spell already, would you?
Fine. Blah, blah, blah. And hup!
What kind of chant was that?
Oh, get off my case. It's not the words. It's the heart that goes into them. Capisce?
It didn't really sound like your heart was in it to me. But whatever. I'm empty-minded like that.
Are you sure you don't mean broad-minded it? Having an empty mind isn't usually a good thing.
What? Here they come. This fortress has been built with a secret side gate on the right side of the back gate. It's not big enough for a wagon, but it could easily let a group of humans through. Or at least, that's apparently the planned scenario. And our opponents know about this as well. So we shouldn't have to worry about riders trying to make their way through. Instead, according to Count Vlad's estimations, we should expect to see servants who excel in close-range combat, like sabers, lancers, and assassins. Here they come! Now! Damn it, there's an ambush! Fall back! Huh? You want us to fall back now? Ha 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 ha! Alright, let's go to town on them, shall we?
Whee! Beating up on helpless targets feels so good! Nice strategy, losers! You just couldn't resist that sweet, juicy bait, could you?
Ugh, that caster up there is just nasty. And what's with the hideous doll she's carrying?
You're dead!
Alright, it's go time. Agree. We've got about 5 seconds before Lady Xuvu rushes in and start punching faces. We must stop them before that happens. I can't use Noble Phantasm, except Sherlock Holmes and Roland.
大丈夫。落ち着いて普段通りに。今のうちに準備を。白兵戦行きます。今のうちに準備を。
What is this one again? Oh, dear.
エネルギー充填。これでよかろうよ。宝具の
I think I'll save it.
よし。ダイヤのように輝くぞ俺。さてとふむ。輝くは賢人、歌うは3つの奇跡。絶世の剣デュランダル、今ここに。甘いわっしょい。食い込みやがれ。
始めるとしよう。
組む。
初歩的なことだ、友よ。エレメンタリーマイピ
ア。辛いしょっぱい。よし、やるとするか。
構わそうかい。
大天使の加護を与えたまえ。これこそ音に聞こえし絶世剣、壊れることなきデュランダル。
面白い。なるほど。始める。常に別の可能性を。そうかい。構わないが賢明な判断だ。面白い。なるほど。面白い。実に興味深い。
はい。
始めるとしよう。
さてと。
そうかい。初歩的なことだ、友よ。エレメンタリーマイピア。
甘い。
ふう。
ここまでか。
Fuck. I lost Roland. Retreat! Retreat! Damn it! I really thought this was a good idea. I can't believe we lost to this ragtag bunch. I brought shame upon my order. You said it. How the hell did riffraff like this get in the better of us?
Yeah, you better run, you rat bastards! I'm coming to punch your lights out right now!
I'm getting out of here! Don't think they'll be coming back anytime soon. Thanks, Sufu. Alright, it looks like our work here is done. It looks like things are playing out more or less as we expected. But let's go check in with Count Vlad to make sure. I am officially taking command of this army, and I shall be training you in what ways I deem best. I take it there are no objections? No, sir. He's a demon. A demon, I tell you. I still don't know what happened. It felt like there was nothing we could do to win. I can't believe I couldn't destroy one piddling fortress. Some hero I turned out to be. I expected this to happen, but it was truly impressive seeing it all play out.
I expected this to happen. It was truly impressive seeing it all play out. Oh, this is Sancho, by the way.
That was terrifying. Terrifying. Are you two okay?
Oh yes, we're fine. The caster's almost deserted right now.
I never understood how terrifying a fully unified army could be until today.
Yes, sir. I knew saving him was the right choice. Now that Count Vlad is in charge of our military affairs, we should be more than equal to the task ahead.
Indeed. So then,
Yes, I think now is the time to make our own move. After we discuss with Count Vlad. Thank you all once again for your help.
alright, I guess I'm gonna have to end that stream. We'll do another time for FGO for the stream. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next part of FGO live stream. So, peace out, and have a good night.